What's going on, guys? We're over at the AMain Hobbies retail store where they've got the brand new Arrma Kraton 8S. So let's go in and check it out. We brought the truck outside. They were starting to get more customers inside, and they're playing music that we can't play for you. So first thing, this belongs to the retail store. We can't drive it, so we're just gonna talk about it here. So the Kraton, Arrma is saying, is a 1/5 scale monster truck. Of course, it's 4-wheel drive and uses brushless electronics. This is a one-piece Lexan body. It uses these cool little keepers that go over the body mount holes, and then you slide your body pin through that. It's kind of interesting. On the bottom, there is some plastic reinforcement here in the cab. So in our 5th scale size for this truck, our total length is about 30 inches. Our width is about 24 inches, and then our total weight on this thing is over 24 pounds without batteries. In true Arrma fashion, we have this big old red anodized chassis brace going down the full length of the chassis. On the 4S BLX models, Arrma incorporated a little shock absorber into that chassis brace. On this truck, it doesn't have it. There are a few other chassis braces as well, though. In addition to that full-size one, there is a chassis brace from the front kind of to the center, and then the rear also to that center differential area. And then in the center area as well, there's this big old plastic brace that just sits behind the center diff, and there's a few notches in the top, and it actually keys in to this brace on the body. On each side of this big old center brace, there are our battery boxes. There's 2 battery boxes. They're heavily adjustable. They use Velcro strips, so you can fit almost any size LiPo in there. You're gonna need 2 4-cell LiPos to complete that 8S circuitry. We have IC5 connectors. These are compatible with EC5, of course, and those go to our new Spectrum Firma ESC. Over here is our big old motor with this fan heat sink combo on the top. It's the Spectrum 4985 motor, and it's a 1250 kV. And then underneath our ESC here is our 40 kg Metal Gear servo. It's a big old Spectrum servo. It has an integrated servo saver on there. And the cool thing about that servo saver is that it does not break free unless a minimum amount of torque has been met. The tires will stay tight on that servo saver unless there's been a healthy impact to break that torque, and then it will start to actuate. This is Arrma trying to keep a really tight steering feel on a big heavy truck like this, while also having that insurance of a servo saver. Now the servo provides 500 ounce-inches of torque at a transit speed of 0.20. It's not that fast, but that's really torquey. That is at a BEC voltage of 6 volts. The ESC is adjustable. You can go up to 8.4 volts. You'll get even more power and speed, although Arrma says that the servo will eventually prematurely burn out from that extra voltage, but the ESC is at least capable of doing it. Another really cool thing about this servo saver is that it's supported on the outside. So it's attached to the servo on the inside, and then got like a bee on me. And then on the outside, it's actually bearing supported and sits in a cradle, so it cannot flex. And then lastly, that servo is actually sitting on the electronics module plate. So the servo, the receiver box, and the ESC, the entire module can be removed from the chassis, so you can do any work you need to. The center differential area works the same way, with the center module coming out as one piece. And then in that center module, the center differential uses 1 million CST differential fluid, and it uses an aluminum differential housing. In the front and rear differentials, there's 100,000 weight CST fluids. And then in all 4 shocks, there's 500 CST shock fluid. And these are really big old brawny shocks. The diameter is 20 or 24 millimeters on these things. They do have plastic top caps. They're mounted on the top at a double shear point on both sides. They're really nice. 5 millimeter shock shaft. They use a bladder inside. But really big shocks. Some other cool features on the truck is it uses an aluminum sliding motor mount system, so you can set your gear mesh pretty easily. Internally for our gears, you'll find metal gears used everywhere. And you'll find behind these big old tires and wheels that there are metal 24 millimeter axle hexes. So we're gonna go inside in a minute and show the Kraton, compare it up against some other RCs. But for now, without driving it, it definitely looks impressive. It's big, it's really big. 5th scale, I don't know, it might seem a little iffy if it really is 5th scale, but it gets a pass just because it's really big. So on 8S, this thing is rated to hit 55 miles per hour, and it also features AVC. So let's go compare it to some other cars. Here we have the Kraton 8S against the 1/7 scale Arrma Infraction, which is 27 inches long and 12 inches wide. Here is the 1/7 scale Arrma Mojave 6S BLX, which is about 28 inches long and 14 inches wide. Here is the Kraton 8S against the brand new 1/5 scale Losi Desert Buggy XLE 2.0, which has a few inches on the Kraton's length at 33 inches, but gives back those inches with a smaller 19.5 inch width. Lastly, here's the Kraton 8S against the Traxxas X-Max 8S. The X-Max comes in at about 30 inches long and 20 inches wide, making it about the same length as the Kraton, but just slightly narrower. For its 1/5 scale size, the Kraton 8S seems pretty spot on. The fun part will be watching it negotiate the terrain as we drive it. Hopefully we can do that soon. If you guys have any questions on the Kraton, let us know down below, and if you'd like more information, be sure to check out our links we've got down below as well. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and be sure to subscribe for our future videos. I'm Brett from AMain Hobbies. Thanks for watching.